Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. And today we are doing some fan art. And when I mean fan art, I am doing my favorite childhood superheroes, the Powerpuff Girls. I will leave that I tried to do this once a few years ago, but I kind of gave up on it because I was failing miserably at drawing hands. I'm not gonna say that I love 100% the way I drew the hands here, but I did enjoy making this entire thing, and I'm going to probably do more fan art of other cartoons that I grew up with. I wanted to do a little bit more of a version of the girls where they're a little bit and adults, and kind of how I would see it, especially because I grew up in the 90s and it was very fun to see like different styles and adaptations of other animations. But I think the OG Powerpuff Girls will always be my favorite. I think they did redo it again, like with the normal style from the girls, but they kind of changed a couple of things. But you know what? It's for the new generation, so I'm not going to sit here and complain about it, especially since I really love the Powerpuff Girls, and Blossom is 100% me coded. I used to identify as her like all the time. Well, not even as her, with her and all and everything. Though I do feel like I kind of became a little bit of a mixture of all three of them. I'm very cute at most times, but I can be very witty when I want to be. But I'm also very like Buttercup in her tomboy era. So I can be all three of them at the same time, and I wanted just to have fun with making like the girls the way I would see them right now. I did kind of change a couple of colors as I normally do because I wanted them to flow a little bit better. As I said, this was redone from an old drawing. I had no clue what I wanted to do for this video. I just knew that I wanted this video to go up today. So yeah, I was having that kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie, as I said, Blossom is my favorite, so I kind of inserted myself as Blossom. Don't come for me, okay? I really love the Powerpuff Girls, but Blossom is my favorite. I really love pink. I've always loved pink, so I had to. I'm sorry, I just had to. I'm not saying I don't like blue. I do love blue. I really love green. But pink has always been my favorite color. So, well, one off because I added three or four more colors to that list. But pink has always been very predominant to me, so I really enjoy making this. I mean, come on, you guys seen my video. I love adding pink everywhere. Even when I do overlays with the lighting, I have to add something pink somewhere. So just being able to do a character in full pink was just like, yes, thank you. But when it came to actually sitting down and coloring this, I think I actually had a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie, this really did take longer than I expected. I was at first going, oh no, it's gonna be simple because I don't have to draw so much like background objects, which is normally what takes me so long. But on this case, yeah, no. It still took a little while. I think I would probably say I had like 6 hours into this, maybe, if not 6, 5.5. And not even because it was like 3 of them. I think I was just really wanted to make like details, not only in the clothing, but I wanted to make everything right. I wanted the colors adjusted to be like really well. And also, I did start this on Wednesday, and I actually finished this. No, I'm sorry, I'm lying. I started this on Thursday, and I ended it last night. Last night, meaning I'm recording this today, guys. This is Saturday. The video is going up today, and I'm recording right now. But you know what? We're okay. Stuff happens. It's life. And one of the things that I really thought was going to drive me crazy was the one thing I had the most fun doing, which was just literally doing the braids. At first, I did not really remember how to color in braids, and I also forgot how to draw braids for a while. So I think those are the smaller reasons that I took a little while, because I was kind of going back into my memory muscle and just remembering how I did it and how I wanted them to look and how to color them, because I normally color them a different way when I do it like traditionally, and then digitally I was just going a little bit haywire and just trying to figure out what I was going to do with her hair in general, because I know Bubbles is blonde and I wanted her to keep the blonde, but I also wanted to bring out a few, like maybe a lighter brown, so it ended up being a little bit more of like a honey color. So I kind of went in with that in mind when I did this. Like at first I was kind of doubting it, but then in the back of my mind I was just like, you know what, no, trust the process. This is not the first time I've been down this road. Trust the process. Everything is gonna go out perfectly, and it did. And I really loved her hair. Bubbles' hair is so good. I really loved like the style, and it still looked very blonde, and like especially when you look at someone's hair, like a blonde person's hair, when I say blonde, like especially naturally blonde, you literally get those little highlights where like the gold, like golden, like where the sun would hit, or like just light in general, and you have like the little darker bits of the hair, and I just really love that. So I was actually very happy. At first I was a bit, oh my god, did I ruin this? But then afterwards I was actually pretty excited about that. I actually loved her shirt as well, and also her outfit. I didn't really want to make something too provocative. I don't know why I was going to say prerogative. I think I just thought about Britney Spears. But her hair does give out Britney Spears. I'm not going to lie. I will not lie. Okay, I was very tempted, but no. I did want something a little bit extra. I was also kind of thinking a little bit more of a Mean Girls theme as well, but I don't really. Okay, I know that there are episodes where Bubbles can be extremely mean. So she's cute, but she knows her boundaries. So I really love that about Bubbles. So I just wanted to make it kind of like what I think here is like they're looking at the Rowdy of boys, and she's just like being the playful flirt, but in reality she's just like losers. So I kind of had like that kind of in my mind, though I do love the Rowdy of boys, I will not lie. There is nothing greater than having a bender gender, and they did that perfectly in the show with the Rowdy Rough Boys, so I'm just gonna leave it in that. If you guys have not seen the Powerpuff Girls or what I'm talking about, please go check it out. It's really fun. And if you have, please tell me your favorite moments of the show, especially with Mojo being one of my favorite villains. And there is no better episode of Mojo being the favorite villain when they literally make the gang, which was literally called the Beatles, and they literally got another monkey to play. What was his name? I forgot the name of the woman. I'll just check it on the screen so you guys know who I'm talking about. Which is a reference to John Lennon's wife, and how like everyone says like she's the reason they broke up the Beatles. But anywho, that is literally what they did in that episode, and I really loved it. I thought it was so fun and just a very core funky thing to do in an animation, so I really enjoyed it. Not to say I've always thought Professor Utonium definitely looked like Samurai Jack. So yeah. I mean, it was the same animator, so I don't. And yeah, you know what? I think I need to do a Samurai Jack redrawing in my style, simply because I don't draw boys that much. So that would be a start. Would it be a fun start? I don't know. I'm gonna have to find out. So when it comes to Buttercup, I kind of did a little inverse coloring, if I would say. I made her hair like a lighter brown because I really didn't want to use black, even though she does have black hair. And I didn't really want to go with all the blue highlights and everything. I wanted to make it a little bit different. Maybe she dyed her hair. That's kind of the aspects that I wanted to go with. Mind you, I stayed like 4 hours doing this after I stopped coloring and, well, chose the colors and cleaned everything up. So like the other maybe 3 hours of this entire illustration was just me looking at them. And I don't know if I'm satisfied with how I colored in her hair or even the color choices, but I know like from afar how it would actually look and how it's supposed to look. It looks really pretty, and maybe another time I'll redraw her and just like make sure that I get it right, especially with Buttercup and her being very tomboyish. I didn't really want to go all out and just put her with baggy clothes, especially having my own tomboy side as well, especially when I was a kid. I didn't really like having all baggies. I know that a lot of tomboys really do love everything baggy and everything, but I wanted to make her a little bit more stylized. I wanted to literally go in the route of that episode where we get to see them as teenagers and everything. So, and even though like they were very color coded still, which I loved, but you could still see that like Buttercup was still very tomboyish, but she was very stylish and very feminine at the same time. And I wanted to still keep that in my illustration. I know I've seen a lot of other illustrations of Buttercup and she's like very, very full tomboy. Well, she most of them kind of look like skater, like she's a skater-ish kind of tomboy. So I really love that, but I didn't 100% want to do that. One thing I did want to do is have them all have bees somewhere in their outfits. Like Bubbles has a little bee on a bracelet. Blossom has like a really big bee on her necklace / choker. And when we get to our girl Buttercup, I wanted her to literally just have gloves, and the gloves have bees on it because I didn't really want to put the bee in the bag. I just wanted it to have it there, and I really love the little bag as an accessory. Why am I saying X? My brain is translating everything today. As an accessory, there it came out, and I really wanted her to have an accessory. And I wanted it to be more like, oh, who does this bag belong to? Does it belong to Buttercup? Is it Blossom's bag? Is it like Bubbles' bag? I kind of wanted to give a little bit like, who does that bag belong to kind of moment. And I think I really did that well, because even though it kind of color codes with what Buttercup's wearing, but it's not 100% in her mode, so I really enjoyed that. I'm currently coloring in Blossom, aka I inserted myself in this, but I actually had a lot of fun doing this, especially the hair. I think after I did Buttercup's hair, I was really scared I was gonna ruin hair. But it actually ended up being very nice. So I'm probably gonna have to stick to my old way of coloring in hair when it comes to shorter hair, and when it comes to longer hair, like just sticking to the new way that I do it. Because I think it does go faster, it does look prettier, and I can just adjust the settings, especially when I use the mixer tool, so it actually looks really pretty. So right now I'm actually just working on the shadows because I hadn't actually done an individual shadow layer for all of them, but now I'm just using the shadow layer. I just wanted to make it a little bit more obvious where the light was coming from, and then also adding a little overlay over it. I didn't really add pink because I didn't really think it would show up that much, and it wouldn't be... I think I would be overdoing it if I added more pink to this, especially because Blossom is like so pink already. So I kind of just used a really light yellow that I like using and just made sure that I got them in like the perfect lighting. I also went in afterwards and did a few adjustments, especially with the eyelashes. I'm kind of doing this afterwards, like just going over the illustration and fixing things, especially to make it just look prettier. So I'm kind of like doing an overdraw over my own illustration and just making it a little prettier. And I just kept the same color that I chose for Bubbles eyelashes on all the girls because I thought it would look pretty. And kind of looking at now, okay, it doesn't look that bad, but I still think I could have done better. So don't be bad, guys. Stuff happens. Now I'm just pretty much trying to figure out the background for them. I know I should have done this earlier, but I already had like an image of the background that I wanted, and I kind of just went and decided to go with this purplish blue that I really love using, and kind of do like the little heart shapes that we get in the animation. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I just add an extra heart afterwards in the middle, and that is the illustration for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and do all the YouTube-y thingies, and I'll catch you guys for a next video that will pop up. You guys can just click on another video to watch, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!